Stacks. So Stacks is the leading Bitcoin layer 2. Now, they're basically unlocking the power of Bitcoin for DeFi, for dApps. And to be honest, while Bitcoin continues to ride this sort of wave, trying to get higher and higher, Stacks is probably going to follow in its lead, especially given that everyone wants to use Bitcoin in some way, shape or form, whether it's just holding it because it's a store of value, whether it's that they want to use it to earn more in a DeFi tool. Stacks can benefit from Bitcoin's growth. And to be honest, what they're starting to unlock looks really positive. And I think there's still room for this to potentially rally in this bull cycle. Now, before I get into it, guys, if you're new here, this spreadsheet shows the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos, I showed myself buying up all of these coins. These were all cryptos that I thought were going to do really, really well. You can see what they were worth when I recorded and released the videos, as well as the highs that they hit 16 months on. These are what your profits would have been if you'd put $100 into the coins when I released the vids and sold after the 16 months. Your total profit in that time would have been over 123 grand. Now, obviously, you don't have 16 months to get your portfolios sorted. We're in a bull cycle right now. And if you're sitting on cryptos that are not making you cash, that you're not particularly happy with, you probably got a bit of dead wood in your portfolio, some rubbish that you need to get rid of. If you're not sure where to get started, have a look at copymycrypto.com. That's the site I run where I share my portfolio with my members. So when I'm ready to buy or sell a coin, I tell my members the coin that I'm going to buy or sell, price I'm going to do it at. My members can copy along exactly, so it means they make the same profit as me, but they don't have any work to do at all. On the site, you'll see what my members have earned. You can read their testimonials. You can see the successes we've had. It's public record as well, so you can verify it all on the history of this channel. And if you like what you see and you want to know the coins I'm in, all you got to do to find out, guys, is join up. Now, Stacks. So Stacks launched 2020. It's been around a while now. Well, actually, 2019. And in 2021, didn't really, set the world on fire or anything in terms of what it did. But obviously it's been having a better bull cycle so far in 2024. Went to a new all-time high early on in 2024, which was $3.84. So it's about half that now, a little less than half that. And yeah, so it's a layer for Bitcoin. And it's for smart contracts. Basically, it allows smart contracts in dApps to use Bitcoin as an asset and settle transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. Obviously, Bitcoin is the most valuable crypto asset, and the Stacks layer unlocks 500 billion in Bitcoin capital. Obviously, that's more now, using the Bitcoin layer 1 as settlement for dApps. So Stacks has knowledge of the full Bitcoin state thanks to its proof of transfer, consensus, and clarity language, which enables it to read from Bitcoin at any time at all. All transactions on the Stacks layer are automatically hashed and settled on the Bitcoin layer 1. Stacks blocks are secured by 100% Bitcoin hash power, and in order to reorder Stacks blocks / transactions, an attacker would have to reorganize Bitcoin, which is basically impossible. It will cost you, hit the mic, more than half of what Bitcoin's overall market cap is. So the project was started in 2017 when Munib finished his PhD. His thesis laid out the foundations for the Stacks layer for Bitcoin, and he released the original white paper and raised $50 million. Before this, the early team built protocols and apps on Bitcoin layer 1 before they began working on Stacks in 2017. In 2019, there was the first ever SEC qualified token offering for the general public, which we'd never seen before. Obviously, it's the first ever. Now, as I said, the whole premise of this is to open up Bitcoin to dApps, to DeFi. And as of right now, as we can see, there are 1.5 billion Stacks tokens. The current stacking cycle is they've got basically a third that is stacked as of right now. And when we check out what has actually got up and running on Stacks, it's actually pretty damn good. So we want ecosystem and we want apps. So there we go. This is just going to take me to the same place, isn't it? So yeah, so in terms of apps, as we can see, you've got Locker, which is your domain and digital identity, so it's DNS and BNS. You've got Alex, which is a open source DeFi protocol. You've got Arcadico, which is an open source protocol that mints a stable coin, generating Bitcoin yield. You've got quite a few different sort of DeFi DApp based projects that have built with Stacks. So again, opening up your opportunity for using your Bitcoin. Again, with wallets and stacking. With wallets and stacking, you can see there's plenty that have started working with Stacks. And exchanges wise, of course, although I really don't like when places put this on exchanges, but of course they're working with all the big boys, Binance, Coinbase, etc. And they're always going to their SEC permitted. There's not been many that have been over the course of time. And you can earn Bitcoin by locking your stacks. So you hold and temporarily lock your stacks, and the reward yield is a nice 10%. So as a reward, you'll earn Bitcoin. And this is the thing, like over the course of time, by stacking your stacks and earning Bitcoin, as Bitcoin continues to go up and up and up and up and up, Stacks is going to end up doing very well. It will almost certainly end up following the lead of Bitcoin because they've got their SBTC. So this allows users to earn yield, access on-chain lending, and trade on decentralized exchanges. And again, you can earn your BTC very, very easily. It's backed by huge names. And to put it into context, by the way, 50 million was raised in 2017. Very few projects anywhere were able to raise that level of money back in 2017 for crypto. Yeah, there were tons of ICOs, and most of them were knocking around $3 million, $4 million, $5 million. You know, there were a few knocking about that did 15, 20. 50 million was unheard of in 2017. It just didn't happen. So that level of fundraising is staggering. Like I said, a solid yield every time you just basically stack your stacks, right? You're earning your Bitcoin constantly. It's a very, very clever way to get people engaged with it. And again, it follows the trend of Bitcoin. As Bitcoin went up in 2021, and it had two peaks. Don't forget, in 2021, we had two peaks of that bull cycle. We had one that stopped in April, and then we had another one at the back end of 2021. And Stacks mimics the movement of Bitcoin almost perfectly. And this year it has as well. Now, not quite the same, because obviously Bitcoin went over 100 grand shortly after Trump's sort of election. And Stacks didn't go to an all-time high then, which is interesting, because you would have thought it would, being that it does mimic the actions of Bitcoin. But I do think Stacks is set to continue its rise. Now, in terms of how it's going to mimic Bitcoin, I mean, if we look, it was at the end of 2023. If we go to the end, pretty much the end, it was basically about where it is now, $1.50, right? And its peak was at the end of March at $3.84, or the beginning of April. So it did sort of, what's that, 2.5x. Now, Bitcoin did rough, like not quite that same pump, but again, it kind of mimicked it again similarly in the back end of November to December, but then had a bit of a tumble. I still think as Bitcoin goes up, because we're getting a lot of predictions now. A lot of people are saying Bitcoin's going to hit 250 grand. A lot of people are saying Bitcoin's going to hit 500,000 this year. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that. I still personally don't think we're not getting anywhere close to 500,000. But Bitcoin, I think, is still got a decent move ahead of it. At the very least, 125,000 is a very, very sound target, and a very, very, very achievable target for Bitcoin this year. 150 is definitely on the card, can easily be on the cards now. you would expect Stacks to move up more than that. I think Stacks has a legit shot for around $3 or $4. I think $4 is a really fair target, puts it in a market cap of $6 billion. The only thing that I find quite surprising with regards to Stacks is volume hasn't been great. Like, that isn't great volume from that market cap. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it isn't great. And it's been hovering around that market cap for quite a while, and it's not really been like setting the world alight with regards to volume. I don't think it's at risk of delisting or anything like that, but just something noteworthy, I suppose. But yeah, in terms of what they're doing, in terms of how they're engaging with Bitcoin directly, and in terms of when you're seeing a lot of people that want more Bitcoin, but don't necessarily want to buy Bitcoin, want to earn it, Stacks is a very, very clever way of doing so. And I think it will engage a lot of people that want extra Bitcoin while holding an appreciating asset in Stacks. So I could see a buying pressure for Stacks in the future this year, which could get it to that $4. Maybe, honestly, maybe it could get $7 or $8. Like, there is a very real shot of that. But I think $4 is like a fair target that's set, and I'm setting that based on its movement along with Bitcoin's movement. But if Bitcoin goes to 500,000, then yes, Stacks can hit double digits comfortably. But very clever concept, and I do think there's going to be engagement with this, and I do think there's going to be buying pressure for this, because I think people are going to notice that they can earn Bitcoin by doing this. So clever idea. But I'm surprised it didn't go to an all-time high over December. I am surprised by that. That's the only thing that kind of makes me go. That's the only thing that's kind of made me hesitant about saying this can hit $6, $7, $8, $10. But I'm curious to hear what people think about this. Where do you think Stacks can go in this bull cycle? Anyone that's a Stacks holder, what's your long-term view of Stacks? Do you think it's always going to be in and around the top 50 in terms of market cap? Where do you stand on it? Why do you like it? Why do you hold it? Is it simply that you like stacking it so you can earn more Bitcoin? Share around in the comments down below. And guys, look, we're in a bull cycle right now, and if you are not happy with your crypto's performances, if you are sitting on coins that are not making you any money, you've probably got dead wood in your portfolio that you need to clear out. If you're not sure where to get started, have a look at copymycrypto.com. That's the site I run where I share my entire portfolio with my members. So whenever I'm ready to buy or sell a crypto, I tell my members the crypto that I'm going to buy or sell, the price I'm going to do it at, so my members can copy along exactly, so they make the exact same profit as me without any work at all. When you go onto the site, you'll see what my members have earned. You can see our successes. You can verify it all because it's all public record on the history of this channel. If you want to find out the coins that I'm in, the coins that have been outperforming the rest of the market, all you've got to do to find out, if after reading through the site, after verifying it all, is join up. And if you do, I'll see you there. And if not, I'll see you in the next video. And that's it from me, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.